everyone, Bowen from Enhanced Asset Management here, just back to provide a quick update today just on the direct share positions within your portfolio. So we're nearing the end of reporting season and we just thought we'd run through some of the relevant information with you all here today on some of the companies that we own. So we'll start with AUB. Now, I'm sure all of you are pretty familiar with AUB by now. It's been in the portfolio for around 18 months and has generated some really strong returns for us. On the right-hand side of the table here, you can see the group performance for the half. So revenue grew 36%. We saw EBIT grow 42% and profit before tax grew 54%. So a really strong result for the company. Now, it's becoming a bit of a habit for AUB. They've upgraded their profit guidance again, which they've seemed to do almost quarterly over the last 18 months since we've owned the stock, which has been fantastic. So they've upgraded their guidance to an underlying net profit after tax figure of 161 to 171 million. And this is up from 154 to 164 million. So again, a really strong result for the company. And as you can see here, the chart has been trending in the right direction. It's been a really comfortable ride for us as shareholders. We bought our initial position back in July 2022 at around about $18, and the share price is up over $30 today. So it's a classic case of the share price has followed the earnings on this one, and it's been a great return for us as shareholders. And we still see a little bit of upside to our valuation, so we continue to retain our position in AUB. The next one I want to discuss with you all here today is AGL. So we have recently taken an initial position in AGL with the intention of adding to it over time. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with AGL, whether you use them as your electricity and gas provider, or whether you've just seen their ads on television or online. But for those who don't know, AGL is an energy provider who have an extremely diverse power generation portfolio. They have some older coal power plants which have been sort of phasing out over time with the intention of growing their renewable energy portfolio. And I've written here that they have noted that all of their coal power plants will be closed by 2035, which is fantastic, and they will continue focusing on their hydro, solar, and wind energy generation, which they've really been focused on recently. Now, obviously, the switch to renewable energy is a big tick, but as investors and analysts, we're all obviously very focused on the financials, and this is really where our investment case comes from. So you can see the underlying profit figure for the half grew 350%, and that was up to a figure of 400 million. EBITDA also had a really strong half, up to just over $1 billion. We're seeing net debt come down. AGL are obviously using their cash flow really efficiently, and it's making the financials appear really strong. And finally, they've off the back of these fantastic results, they've upgraded their guidance. So, we've updated our forecast from using the lower end figure here of $1.8 billion of EBITDA up to $2 billion, and net profit after tax from 580 to 680. So that's really driven a lot of our valuation growth. We value AGL shares at around about $11.80. They're currently trading around $8.50. So there's 30 to 40% upside on our numbers there. And as you can see here, the share price has been relatively weak over the last 6 months, and we're looking for that investor support and a bit of buying power driving the share price upwards following earnings over the next couple of months to keep adding to our position before we make it full weight. But we'll keep you updated on any changes to this one. Now, as always, this is not financial advice. It's general advice only. If you require any further advice, please speak with your financial advisor. We'll be in touch shortly with a full sort of reporting season wrap up once it closes out over the next week or two. But until then, hope you are all doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.